What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about my favorite superhero cartoon TV shows. So the first one, number 10, is going to be Darkwing Duck. And Darkwing Duck is pretty much like, it's based off of Spintail. It's like an offspring to that and like DuckTales. But it's like he's like Batman in a way. It's hard to explain. I used to love it growing up when I was like 6. To watch it. I have like the full set right now, and I 7 out of 10. It's fun watch to watch with like your younger brother or something, and just the nostalgia. If you used to watch as a kid, like Tailspin and all those like DuckTales, they really hit you good. They're a good watch. So that's number 10. And number 9, we're gonna say Static Shock. That happened on the Kids WB, I think it was, back in early 2000s. Came out at the same time as like Batman Beyond. So Static Shock is like his name's Virgil, and he's a black teenager who gets he's on the streets kind of deal, and he in the midst of like a street gang fight. There's like this big like explosion, this chemical plant, and all the kids get end up getting like powers, and him out of like all of them pretty much is only when he becomes like a hero. And his powers are static, so he's able to like control static energy and just like I can't remember. I don't think it's lightning. I think it's just like electricity. So he's pretty badass, and they had a pretty sweet theme song. So it was a 7 out of 10. I think it lasted like 3 or 4 seasons. It was cool because it like crossed over with the Justice League Unlimited and the Batman Beyond sometimes too. So I dug that a lot. So yeah, that was number 9. Number 10 is pretty much all the TMNT cartoon series, anything that has to do with the TMNT. 7 out of 10. I loved it growing up. The old version, the version in 2000 I used to watch too, I really enjoyed it. It was just fucking phenomenal. I loved it a lot. It's great watch. It's never going to change. There's a couple different like cartoon versions that are different, couple like one versions like they're fast forward, they're like in the far future. Most of it though is just like the same turtles that we know, but it's just like a different few years like later. They just do revamp the series every few years pretty much to tell the tales to younger kids. And number 7 is the X-Men series that came out in the 90s, and I give that one a hard 7.5 out of 10. That's literally like the theme song. Like it never will get out of my head. It was so cool. They used so many comic book adaptations in that series. Like we saw Jubilee, Wolverine, all like the X-Men gang, Cyclops, Gambit, Storm, Jean. Just everyone. It was fucking a really good watch, and I watch it every time it's on Netflix, or when it comes back on Netflix, I'll probably rewatch it again because it's a great watch. It was nostalgia for me when I was growing up. Number 6 is Gargoyles. 7.5 out of 10. I remember watching Gargoyles when I was young, and on the Fox channel, I think it was. Oh, it was so good. It was like kind of like Romeo. What was it, like Hamlet? I think it was like Hamlet kind of deal, or like Romeo and Juliet. How everyone's names were and everything, but it was sweet. They're actually like gargoyles from like the 1800s, and they end up getting like betrayed by the humans. Half of them get like destroyed because at nighttime they actually turn in. During the day they're solid like stone, but during night they actually come alive and shit like that. So it's like it's cool. It's kind of like, it's hard to explain. Like they end up going to the future in our time and living like in a high cliff building and shit, and like it has to do with like it's like a fantasy like drama type. Like it's pretty serious too sometimes. Like it's very cool. I highly recommend checking it out. I loved it growing up, and I hope Warner Brothers does a live action adaptation of it, because that would be fucking amazing. So number 5 is Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond was amazing. 8 out of 10. The fact that like a teenager kid got chosen to be the next Batman in this spin-off future that's a neon Gotham, they call it, was amazing. I remember watching it. They made a few movies, like animated movies. Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. It's in one of my other videos. I talk about it. It was amazing. The voice acting, like Kevin Conroy comes back as the older, like 80-year-old Batman, who's pretty much just like who's the mentor to the young Terry McGinnis, who's the new Batman Beyond, and that's voiced by, you heard me say this before, Will Friendly. I think I'm saying his name right, from Boy Meets World. Eric Matthews. So pumped, excited. That was his first time ever doing a voice acting role too. He did a phenomenal job, and that crossed over with the animated series for like Batman, like the Justice League animated series. And it's like, if you watch the Batman animated series, like in the 90s, that like carried over, so that's like the same Batman through that verse. So like he's in the Batcave, and you see like the Robin, Batgirl, and like Nightwing and the old Batman like suit, and like it's cage, and like it's the cage, and then you'll see like all the shit that he took from the villains and stuff hanging up around the walls in the Batcave. It's badass one. I love it. I'll still rewatch it. It's a great series. Number 4 is Batman the Animated Series, and they had like it was like Batman the Animated Series, and then it became Batman the New Animated Series later on. I love them both. 8 out of 10. They're amazing. There's so many episodes I could watch. I gotta buy the box set for them, the Blu-ray, so I have them all on me, so I could just watch them all on hand anytime. They're cheesy, corny, but I love them. They're not cheesy, corny, but they're just that cartoony likeness. But like the voice acting is amazing. Like Luke Skywalker is the Joker, like voicing Joker. Mark Hamill is the Joker voice actor in this whole series, so it's amazing to hear that. I love it. Number 2 now we're gonna say, actually no, sorry, I'm skipping ahead. Number 3 is the Justice League animated series, and I give that a hard 8.5 out of 10. So I basically did that. There was the Justice League animated series, and then there was Justice League Unlimited, and I'm putting both those together as one overall 3 because they were sweet. It was pretty much the first season. I think it was the first 2 seasons, and Justice League Animated, it was just the core League members. So what was it? Hawkgirl, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Superman, Green Lantern, Batman, and Martian Manhunter. And I'm pretty sure I'm not missing anyone else. And so that was their core group. And then there was like they did a bunch of spin-off movies connected to it, which are great. And then they made Justice League Unlimited, which they made the Justice League a bigger group, right? Because first it's the 7 core, and then it becomes a bigger worldly thing, where now they have like Green Arrow, Black Canary, so every episode's like a hero you never met before, like Booster Gold. So if no one's even heard of Booster Gold, that's one episode where he's doing like groundwork around like everything. They have like Supergirl in it, like and other shit. Like it's a really good. And then since Batman Beyond got cancelled, they didn't really have an ending for that series. So like during Justice League Unlimited, there's like, I think the last I caught like a last episode or 2 in that one, Justice League Unlimited. They have like into the future of that version, and it's kind of like the closure for the Batman Beyond series, and we find out like who Terry McGinnis actually is, in a way, like how it's like this weird, like, I don't know, it's like it's another jump in the future. So Terry McGinnis is like 30 now, so he's been Batman Beyond for a while. The episode is amazing. So anyways, we're gonna say number 2 now. Young Justice was fucking amazing. 9 out of 10. So I think 2013 it came out. First 2 seasons got canceled. People like me ended up watching it, and all the cast group watched it on Netflix, watched it on other online servers. We got it back online this year. They revamped the series for us. Season 3 it came out, and they said season 4 will be coming out soon too, hopefully next year. Season 3 was amazing. Season 1 or 2 is awesome. It's basically, so the first episode with Young Justice, it has to do with the sidekicks. So it's Robin, Kid Flash, Speedy, who's Green Arrow's sidekick. Who else joins? Wow, I can't even remember. Aqualad, who they created that character in the comic books, and he got popular. He's badass in this adaptation too. He's got like sweet tats that glow up and stuff. And Robin, and then like Miss Martian joins later. Superboy is like, you find out he's made from Katniss, so half his DNA is Superman and half his DNA is Lex Luthor. They find him like in the second episode because it's a big like story arc thing, and then they tell the Justice League members that they want to be joining their own league. They don't want to be a part of the Justice League or sidekicks anymore. They want to be their own thing. And so it's just like about them, like it's just the teens and how they have to deal with things. It's really good. It just shows the struggles between some things, like Lex Luthor gives Superboy like these patches that's like a drug that makes him like Superman, because if you know, Superboy doesn't have powers like Superman, but he does. He has strength, but not like super strength. He can't fly. He has like he can jump. He can leap far bounds. He doesn't have heat vision either, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's pretty. And then like those patches give him everything. He gives him heat vision, like he can fly and everything. So it's like an addictive thing. Like we find out Miss Martian, like the teen girl, is like hiding stuff. So it's another thing. But like second season, it gets better too. It's like it just does time jump 5 years later, so you're wondering what's happening. And then third season does another time jump, like another 5 fucking years. So it's another time. It's very good. I highly recommend checking it out if you're interested in watching like superhero cartoons. Young Justice. The first 2 seasons are on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. Number 1, Spider-Man, the animated series. So if you guys don't remember that, it had like one of the best guitar openings ever. Spider-Man. It was so fucking dope. Spider-Man was fucking awesome, that one. It literally did. It brought in like the Punisher, Daredevil, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Venom, Carnage, like all of his rogue galleries, all of like the heroes that he teamed up with and shit. Captain America. It was fucking amazing. I can't remember if Thor shows up. I don't think so. It was so good though. Like Doctor Strange shows up. Amazing animated. Like it was made in the 90s too. I remember watching it as a kid, like coming home and like running to the TV and white TV and trying to like watch it because it was like fast episodes and shit. Like it was so fucking good. I loved it. Okay, so now 9.5 out of 10. I highly recommend checking that one out. And honorable mentions, I'm gonna say, is Reboot. If you guys have ever watched Reboot before, that was my jam too back in the day. I used to love Reboot. It was amazing too. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out my video. That's my top 10 superhero cartoon TV shows. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. This is Super Reviews. Bye guys.